Hey, one more turn. One more. All right, I think that's got her about as tight as she needs to be, and it's even on both sides. All right, you ready to go stink up the neighborhood?
I'm ready.
All right.
See what it smells like.
I'm ready to go paint the soil black.
Oh yeah. Good smelly morning to you people. We are spreading chicken poop today. Let's get after it.
All right, our fun's going to begin over here on the Dunlap farm. We got some fresh litter that's just been brought in a couple days ago. We're actually starting on our soybean ground because this litter is going to have a good bit of nitrogen in there, but we don't want the nitrogen for the soybeans. We want the soybeans to actually produce their own nitrogen. If there's a bunch of free nitrogen there in the soil, the soybeans kind of get lazy. They do a lot of vegetative growing. They don't have to work for their nitrogen, and ultimately it can kind of hurt yields. So we want to go ahead and get this stuff on the ground. You know, we're still probably about 2.5, 3 weeks away from soybean planting, and we're going to have some rain between now and then, so we want some of that nitrogen to start getting leached down through the soil to where there's not a full load of nitrogen in the soil for the soybeans. So first priority is going to be getting my full season soybean ground spread. We don't have a whole lot of that, so won't take too long. But first thing we got to do before we load up and start spreading is we got to figure out what the bulk density of this is so we can enter it into our rate controller so we get good average weight. So just like we did last fall, we got our 5-gallon bucket. We're going to fill it up, weigh it, multiply it times 1.5, and that'll let us know what the bulk density is that we need to put in the monitor. I don't know what happened to my regular shovel, so we just going to have to use the old spade. Just love it when tools just disappear out of my shop. Ooh, this is some, this litter got a lot of ammonia in it. All right, let it pack down good. All right, got a scale here. All right, 27.4 pounds. All right, now the weight of our empty bucket, all right, 2.3 pounds, 27.4. All right, so the weight of the litter was 25.1 pounds. All right, so 25.1 times 1.5 gives us a bulk density of 37.65 pounds. All right, I'm gonna do one more just to verify. All right, the second bucket. We zeroed the scale out. Yep, about the same weights. Well, that's what we'll put in the monitor, get him loaded up, get started spreading. Although this breeze really kind of picking up, I don't like that. This litter's light and fluffy, and it don't do too well in a breeze. It feels like it's probably about 7-8 miles an hour now. If it really starts picking up today, we're going to have to watch that and might have to stop spreading, but definitely don't want to do that because we need to get all this litter spread because planting season's literally right around the corner. All right, first scoop going in. We should have about 75 tons of litter in this pile, so it should get this 43-acre farm done. with about 10 tons left over that we'll have to carry to the next farm. All right, got him piled up pretty good. Let's go get the monitor set, and he should be ready to start spreading. All right, did it pull up the settings from last fall in there with the density and everything?
Yes, 36 was our density and our average.
All right, well this come out to, it was different. It was anywhere between 35 and 37 pounds per cubic foot on density, so we'll leave it at 36. Everything else the same. The application rate, we're gonna set it at 1.5. All right, we got 43 acres here. We should have 75 tons, so we should have about 10 tons left over. We'll have to haul to the next farm when we get done if we got everything set right.
All right, I believe we are about ready to see what happens. I'm gonna try and get our GPS lined up here. We just got us loaded with our 9.5 tons. Chain is not turning.
RPM's about 1,500.
Okay. Our chain is not turning.
What?
Our switch isn't working for some reason. Oh, there it goes. Never mind. It just kicked on again. It's working now. Showing it on the screen at least. Alright, now let's try her out. Alright, man, I don't want to cover you. Off is on and on is off.
Oh, yeah, probably getting the chain to turn on.
Can speed timeout. The controller is not receiving speed information on the CAN bus. You can select an alternative speed source from the operation menu. Well, we got it all running good, and now our speed sensor is just not reading the exact speed of what we're actually going, so we had to put in a simulated speed. So now I just have to match the tractor to, well, we put it at 8.5 miles an hour, which is, I mean, that's plenty fast enough, really, especially just in a field. And I mean, I can still watch and everything. I can just put it on cruise and go 8.5 miles an hour. It would be a little bit nicer if our speed sensor worked. I think Matt is trying to get in touch with a case guy, so maybe he'll get back to him and figure out why our speed sensor's not working. Other than that, I'm getting loaded back up again. Matt just ran it around the field edge a little bit, and just to make sure it's all running good, and it is now. So he's loading me back up and ready for the long haul. There's some good looking chicken litter though. I've only found one dead chicken in it.
All right, got our second load loaded up. We're having problems getting speed from the tractor into the rate controller. So right now we're just using a manual simulated speed, 8.5 miles an hour. So he has to make sure he maintains, 8.5 miles an hour. Otherwise it won't be putting out the accurate rate. So we got to call in the tech, try and figure out why it's not picking up the tractor speed. It should, because it's all completely integrated and worked fine last fall. This is a different tractor, but same, this exact same thing. I don't know why it's not working. Anyway, she's spreading. Anyway, we got a nice big 43-acre field, flat, so it's not any problem just using the manual speed on here because he can maintain that speed, not have to do a bunch of speeding up and slowing down. In this field, we can do a pretty good job of application. However, a lot of our other fields is not that way, so hopefully tech guy give me a call back, and hopefully it's some kind of setting or something we're missing in there. I don't know what, but we definitely need to get that fixed before we move on to other more difficult to spread farms. Oh, I just got pelted good with chicken litter for y'all. The things I do get y'all a shot. It's definitely slinging it out there farther than it looks watching it come to you. I don't know if Kelly's gonna let me in the house tonight. All right, let me get there. I think we got a solution to our speed problem there. It turns out I think it was just a simple setting issue here. Go to toolbox, virtual terminal, and send to ISO speed.
Oh, wow.
Yep, simple setting, need to be turned on.
That was it.
All right, let's see if we got speed now.
Oh, yeah. That was promising.
There we go. Reading speed.
That's what we need.
Spreading just got a lot easier for you now.
Yes, it did. All right. Did you like getting coated?
Oh, I got smoked, man. I don't think Kelly's gonna let me in the house.
So that was definitely 36 pounds of it.
Yeah, and some of it was a little slimy. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I saw you get down. I was like, oh, man, that was dedication right there.
Yeah. All right, everything's ready. Everything's running good. We are ready to roll. We got about 1,600 tons plus or minus a liter to spread as soon as we can.
this is the behind the scenes of the drones. So I guess my hood is about to be its home spot. Let's see if we can watch it take off. Yeah. And now we are on camera.
I don't know if y'all can see it or not. We got the first planter of the year in Crockett County running over there. It's a dust cloud over there. And unless he's planting corn on really narrow roads, we got some soybeans going in the ground today. I say right now today, planting conditions are good. However, we got a storm system coming in Monday night with some more cool temperatures, highs in the low 50s and lows in the high 30s middle next week. And I ain't quite brave enough to put seed in those conditions, especially soybeans. I mean, in my opinion, the ideal planting window for late group 4 maturity beans, which I'm assuming that's what he's planting, would be sometime around mid-April to the 3rd week of April to time up with the summer solstice. But anyway, he's blowing and going. I wish him the best of luck. It's going to be interesting to see how those beans turn out. But I made a vow to myself quite a few years ago, if the month of the year started with a 3, I don't care what the conditions was like, I wasn't going to plant. I'd done that a couple times before and wound up replanting both times because we had a late freeze come in. So there's still plenty of real good planting weather coming up this year, and I think I'm going to wait for another period. Not to mention, we still got lots of fertilizer to put out. But I do know one reason that he's gotten started this early is, well, he's one of the bigger farmers in the area. He got a lot more acres to go across than what I do, and it's going to take him a while longer. So, so when you get to be that size, you can't always wait for the perfect time to plant. Sometimes you just got to go ahead and get started. All right, we just got over here to some old litter. This is litter I had hauled in December. And not only has it been sitting here for a little over 3 months composting, it also came from a different farm. So we need to do another calibration load to make sure the bulk density is staying the same, because that can affect, you know, how much the computer or how fast the computer tells the belt to spin, just depending on how many just depending on how many pounds per cubic feet there is. Got zeroed out with a bucket. This stuff's definitely heavier because it's got more moisture in it because it's been sitting out here soaking up rain. All right, so yeah, where the other litter that we're having was about 23.5 pounds per 5-gallon bucket. This is right at 28 pounds per 5-gallon bucket, so it's definitely a little bit heavier. All right, whatever 28 times 1.5 is, that's going to be our new bulk density. I also want to show you burn down strips. This is the first farm that we strip sprayed about 2.5 weeks ago. You can tell the cover crop in the strips is well on its way to dying right here. Gonna make some really great strips to plant into. But in the meantime, the cover crop in the in between the rows can still continue to grow, accumulate biomass, sequester nitrogen, and recycle nutrients. Oh, and not only that, since this is going to cotton, it'll be at least probably 5 weeks before we even considered planting cotton. All the nitrogen nutrients from this chicken litter we're spreading that starts becoming available, this cover crop will take it up, prevent it from being lost to the atmosphere, especially like the nitrogen, store it in that residue, and then once we come in here and terminate the rest of the cover crops and that residue starts decomposing, it will release it to the cotton crop. Just a great continuous recycling program we got going on out here where no nutrient goes to waste.
All right, well, the sun is going down and we are still spreading at the moment, so that's a good thing. We kind of got messed up on the very first farm by putting out, I believe we had, I mean, we should have had the right amount. I don't know how we had just so much extra, but we had, what, 4 extra loads down the road that had to go right over here.
Well, I gotta say, this LED light upgrade on this tractor is already paying off. So much more visibility on this tractor. This tractor didn't have any LEDs or HIDs. It had straight halogen bulbs on it, and at night it was tough to see, but these LEDs on here, it's lighting up everything, even with that big old bucket on the front blocking the headlights when it's in the wrong position. But we're gonna try and finish this pile up right here and call it a day. We've had a pretty decent day running considering it's a late start, getting the issues worked out, but we will have spread, I don't know, probably about 110, 115 acres and about 180 tons of litter out of the 1700 tons we got to spread. So hopefully now we got everything worked out and kind of got in a groove, we'll be able to have a little bit better day tomorrow, get quite a bit more knocked out. I gotta say though, this is a pretty slow process. Our spreader here holds, I don't know, 8.5, 9 tons just depending on the density. And we bumped the rate up to 2 tons an acre on this farm because we got the litter over here. So, about every 4.5 acres got to come back and load, and it takes me about 6-7 minutes to get him loaded up. So it's definitely not a quick process. But hopefully when we pick in that 1,500 pound cotton this fall, it'll all be worth it. Anyway, we're going to try and get this pile finished up, and we'll see you back out here in the field in the morning.